There we go.
We're bad at this.
There we go.
Okay. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, and welcome to another exciting installment of Hong Kong House of Cards. You know it, you love it. It's the Apricot Dragon Occult Bookstore and Emporium. Because clearly I don't go outside. There used to be a guy who had a nice temple. That was nice. Now I have a musty old bookstore. Grr, arg, karmatic justice.
To be fair, some of us prefer musty old bookstores.
I'm willing to accept this premise. Okay. This afternoon's scene is set just as the sun is starting to go down in Hong Kong. As most people are no doubt aware at this point, a curfew has been called. Several different terrorist actions have taken place throughout the city. Yes, we say in inverted commas, there are now large quotation marks in between these statements. As the shadows draw on, as the shadows lengthen and deepen, we find Bellic. Is it Beric or Beric? Bellic. Yeah. We're gonna go with Beric.
It's Bellic with an L.
Okay, I can use the letter L. Totes. We find Bellic as he makes his way through the now deserted streets of Hong Kong, with being lured to a shop with the promises of tea and excellent conversation.
Bellic will wander in and will bring a gift of, I don't know, bring some brownies or something. You have to have a gift for the host.
Are they home-cooked brownies?
Yeah.
Are they pot brownies?
They are not this time.
God damn it, he's not Arthur.
He has been hanging out with Arthur a lot, though, and so it's a legitimate question.
Yes, legitimate.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. You will see the store has its little sign on its glass panel front door saying it is closed. However, you've been told just basically open use the handle and it will open for you.
Okay, I will do that and open in and say, "I'm here," regardless of whatever clientele.
I will point out, Jia Ying, you have not been informed that we are having company.
She'll probably be behind the counter reading a book. And we'll look up with wide eyes and stare at Bellic. Excuse me?
Hello, I'm Bellic. Who are you?
I am Jia Ying.
He'll, like, in the middle of her sentence, slam the brownies onto the counter. Have a brownie. Open them up.
I will pass on the brownies for right now. Thank you. Are you here to see Haishin?
Yes. I was told there was tea.
Let me just go get him then.
All right. And I'll sit. Bellic will start looking through the books.
She'll close her book, set it on the table, and go look for Haishin.
You will find Haishin kind of doubled over with one leg on a statue's arm, the other leg on the statue's face, as he's attempting to clean behind the head. Gently.
There's somebody wishing to speak to you.
Oh, Bellic is here. He kind of he puts his head up so quickly he smacks it off the cabinet roof. Ow! I'm so tight, ma.
Yeah,
As
good
he
job.
swears. I would like to point out, just because I'm old doesn't mean I'm omnipotent. And ow, memo to self: get higher cabinets. Ugh.
Or just don't be an idiot and move your head so fast.
We are also willing to accept this premise. I think I bit my tongue.
Maybe one of his brownies will help. He slammed those onto the counter.
Brownies.
Yes.
He literally kind of jumps from where he is, barely missing the top of the cabinet by a number of millimeters, and dashes up the stairs. Brownies, 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 brownies.
She will.
This is at this moment Jia Ying contemplates, and this is the man I've chosen to teach me things. Sigh.
It's exactly what she says as she walks up behind him.
You will kind of see Haishin walk with a purpose and point at the table. Brownies.
Brownies.
Excellent.
Gift
You know
for
the
friend.
exact offering to bring. It pleases me immensely.
Had new recipe wanted to try. Had to share.
Excellent. Now then, I've just gotten this. I've just gotten this in fresh this morning. So I said, who would know better? I have a little. I have a. How would I say this? Hmm. Sorry, the tea was going to come from Tibet, was it, or where did I say it was from?
Sorry, what?
Where did I say this tea was from?
Tibet.
Excellent. Ah, yes, I have a man in Larsa. He sees that I'm generously supplied with various little amenities now and then. And this is some unsweetened white bean tea. Very, very rare. So I said that who better to share a cup with than a man who would truly understand. It's excellent.
I very much appreciate that. It pleases me to know that my tastes are not gone unnoticed.
Excellent. I'm so pleased. You can see he starts to make tea. There is a. He starts to busy himself with the tea. He's preparing a pot, and he stirs it religiously 3 times left, 3 times right, following all the ancient preparation steps. Jiaying, my dear, would you care for a cup of tea?
Sure, I wouldn't mind one.
Excellent. Oh, where are my manners? This is Bellic. He is another one of the individuals, the same as the one we met the other night, but somewhat more local.
Ah, she'll bow. I did not know that when you first came in the door. My apologies.
Bellic will return the bow. Is all right. Understand completely. Never did answer my question, though. Who are you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I said my name. I'm Jia Ying Zhao.
See, and that's how you get them to say it twice.
Yes. She looks a little annoyed.
My somewhat long-suffering apprentice. Or short-suffering, or just suffering in general. Let's go with that.
Bellic is interesting individual. You better watch out for him, though. He's not too funny.
Ah, I will remember that.
He glances around, waiting to see if anyone chuckles at him, referring to himself in third person.
There is kind of a monkey chuck. With that, the white bean tea is served. It is poured into delicate china cups in front of you. However, Haishin, he puts his hand on the table. There's a notebook on the table that has a red. How to describe it? That has a red, one of the bookmark ribbons.
Yeah.
In the center of it, and he very, very clumsily, Haishin is incredibly graceful. Mm-hmm. You've never seen him be this clumsy. As his hand slips, he almost drops the teapot on the floor, and the journal falls open on the page that's been separated in front of on the ground in front of you.
Now I'm curious.
He will it's on the opposite side of the counter, so you will be the nearest one to pick it up.
Okay.
Written in very, very neat cursive, it says, in brief, Master Arthur Wainwright, X date, gone into Yang world. It's almost like a note for someone to remember. Gone into Yang worlds in order to investigate incredible threats to the city. Full stop. Have not heard from him since. Dot dot dot.
And how long ago was this date? Is it today, or like in the last day or so?
Jiaying,
Um,
I'm
I believe it was
like 2 days
Monday.
ago.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Monday.
The book will be returned, closed carefully.
Mm-hmm. The monkey looks at you and kind of flashes a smile, kind of one of those excellent smiles.
And with that, Alec got a plot cookie. Probably one he doesn't want, but a plot cookie nonetheless.
Hey, you gave me brownies. It was the least I could do. With that, the tea is being poured, by the way.
Okay.
Poured.
You know, for a monkey, you aren't being very graceful today.
He stops and contemplates. Oftentimes, monkeys dance and monkeys play. However, there is often a second meaning to their dances and their revels. For after all, you can only see with your eyes once. However, it all depends where you happen to be looking.
Oh, and what came from hitting your head on the cabinet, I wonder?
He kind of opens his mouth. You can tell there was a witty retort there, and then it died.
She smirks and takes a sip of the tea.
Yeah. Yeah. But he will then take a sip of his own tea and kind of say, it is indeed very.
Indeed.
I think he's having a problem. There we go.
No, I was just thinking. I'm allowed to think, Mitchell, for Christ's sake.
You are, but I'm so used to your internet being bad.
I'll fight you IRL, and you'll win, and I'll feel silly.
So, Alec, what exactly do you do?
He dips his ring finger into the tea and offers it to the spirits in the manner in which he has grown accustomed, flicking 3 drops outside of the cup before he takes a sip. And upon setting the cup back down, he answers, "I am healer."
Interesting.
That seems to be a very popular line of work for you people.
Well, if you're good at it, why not?
We met a young man the other night who was one of you, who called himself a...
Eli.
I
His
have
name
met.
was Eli, but he called himself something that sounded like a communicable disease.
I have met
Verbena.
this.
Yeah, verbena. I'm going to be honest, that sounds like some kind of congenital, I'm going to say, issue with your reproductive system.
I've met this Eli. He's interesting.
However, the question becomes, which one of you is a better healer?
Currently, I am more adept at solving non-physical ailments. I'm working on that, getting better with the herbs and physical healing. In the meantime, I am very good at spiritual ailments.
Ah. I see.
It
And
is.
what is the element of the spirit, I wonder now? I contemplate, I think.
There are many times when the spirit becomes uh, darkened, problemed, weighed down, or accompanied. Sometimes there are things that enter into us or attach themselves to us that we cannot see. And it is the duty of shaman to heal whole self at once, not just body, not just mind, but also spirit as well.
Mind, body, and heart. How very interesting. Hmm. I can see, and his eyes kind of glance around the confines of the building, which, as you know, is a node. The spirits do tend to like your presence. They tend to cluster to you when you're here.
I am grateful for it. They are very good friends and partners. In my work, we offer often barter one to another. I help them with their troubles, and they, in turn, often help me with mine, or those of other people.
And can you enter their world?
I have not done so except for once. That time was not of my own volition.
Oftentimes, my people come to envy the lightning folk, for you can do what we are denied, and what we must redeem ourselves and find enlightenment to once more achieve.
It's I'm new to this life.
Oh,
I am learning.
then may I teach a lesson?
Of course.
He kind of, how do I explain this? He pours sand out onto the table from an inside fold of one of his robes. You wonder why he has sand in his pockets, but he does. Do me a favor, will you, Jiaying, because you can roll dice, I assume.
Yep.
Okay. Can you please roll me 11 dice, difficulty 7, and I will spend a willpower. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 successes plus my 5 fortunes that I have active on me at any real given time. Okay, so what happens is the dust, the sand on the table starts to swirl around, starts to contort and actually form itself into shapes. And you see a man seated on a throne. A very, this is not very large, but you see it anyway. And you see him extend his hand outwards. And you see the sand then form itself into many different smaller shapes who appear to walk at his command, who go where he commands, who bow at his feet, etc. Once there was a time, a very long time ago, when the august personage of Jade, the entity that some call God, some call many different names, had set for us a great challenge, a task, that we must, in our position as little gods, answer the prayers and keep safe the dreams of all those within the Middle Kingdom. He crafted us from the elements of this world so that we would forever be a part of it. It would forever be a part of us. And then he gave unto us his greatest gift. For when he created Jade, he created it using his own life force, his own flesh and blood to craft it. And into the Jade he poured all his will for humanity to succeed. He wrought it into dozens of keys. These keys would allow his chosen servants, his Hessian, to walk in this world, the Yang and Yin, and all other places so that we could be the herald of his word and bring the prayers that he sought to be answered to the people. However, then we were betrayed, who fell to their own corruption, decadence, and degradation, opted to turn themselves away from the august personage. And you see all this as he's describing it in the little sand figures. You see people kind of, becoming twisted and monstrous, writhing on the ground that is the counter in abject squalor. They turned their back on him, on his teachings, and fell to the darkness that was the Yoma Kings, these dark spirits who haunt the nightmares of the worst depraved souls. And because they turned their back on heaven, heaven's wrath fell upon all who call this world home. Heaven's wrath fell as if it was clouds, as if it was rain from on high that would wash away the sins of all. And so the august personage banished us, his Hessian, from his presence, from entering the world as we had once done, and stripped our keys from us, so that we could no longer have the freedom we once did. However, when we are redeemed, when we see the light of the Tao that he set forth, the Tao of the innermost self, then perhaps, then we retrieve our keys again and can go home.
That is a very sad tale, friend.
Yes, but on the bright side is a tale that has hope.
All the best ones do.
That is why we believe that the lightning people are touched by the august personage, for you wield his power to rewrite creation, though you do not always understand it.
I will do my best to wield this power with respect and awe that is deserving.
He kind of looks at Jia Ying to see, because this is the first time he's ever told the whole story.
She has just been drinking her tea, and she nods slightly at Haishin. Kind of like a thank you nod, sort of.
Well, stories are wonderful little things. And with that, the sand settles down to just being sand again on the table, and he brings it back. He kind of brushes it into his hands and puts it back in the fold of his robe.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
After all, if Disney taught us anything, it is impressed them with shiny lights and effects.
See, when I tell tales of this nature, I typically must rely on more practical effects. I cannot do the fancy at the moment.
Where do your people believe your magic comes from?
Do you mean my people ethnically, nationally, or do you mean the special ones?
The special ones.
I'm not sure. There is tale I have heard in passing that suggests it might be part of our nature, and that only some of us realize it and utilize it to fullest potential. I do not know if I believe that or not. I do know that uh, in my tradition, where I have come from, we have been taught that any can be shaman, provided the spirits call them, and that spirits call more people than answer. So many go unfulfilled in their destinies. Perhaps it's something like this.
So what you're saying is more people were called than who answered the call.
Yes, yes.
And thus it is that wonderment dies.
I would think it's partly true, but I do not know if it's fully true. I have not made up my mind. This is new to me. I'm still learning the baby steps.
Indeed. Yes. At this point, he calmly, the monkey calmly sits in his chair, and he reaches under his desk, under the counter, and he withdraws three kind of rods, if you will. They're almost like sharpened spikes
Mhm.
of blackened glass, like glass that looks like it's smoky. And he lays them on the table. Do you know what these are?
I do not.
Do you recall the other day, I believe it was the first time you visited us here, that certain individuals were looking for lightning glass?
Yes, yes.
This is lightning glass.
Ah.
He kind of holds it out if you want to take some, like have it in your hand.
Um, he'll kind of like reach for it gently, but before touching it, he'll hold his hand over it to kind of.
Are we doing some kind of magic?
Yeah, we're just trying to make sure that it's not gonna bite him, I guess. So he'll
Okay.
kind of like stretch out with his senses a little bit and see if he can feel any what he would term interesting wind horse or strange energy.
Do you have any matter or prime?
Do have prime, yes, actually. So I figure he'll
Oh, sorry,
probably.
matter of forces, rather. Matter of forces.
No, I have neither of those.
Actually, no, prime would probably be applicable because there's a whole lot of energy in this.
Well, he's specifically looking for things through prime sight at this point.
Okay.
So if he doesn't find anything, then he doesn't find anything other than the node. But so there's a success on the prime site
If
activation.
you, I was going to say, if you can pick up just the energy in it, and this is a big if, I'm not exactly sure on prime side, it glows like it basically glows like lightning that's been frozen.
Huh. Cool. This is very powerful, and he'll like gingerly grab it and kind of turn it over in his hand before handing it back.
It is a powerful ritual reagent, yes. As a matter of fact, I am thinking of going to take it, as there are more pieces than this that I had created. But I feel as though we should probably bring these to the museum. I was wondering if you would care to accompany us.
Of course, yes. It seems like a very good plan.
He will reach down under the table again and withdraw a briefcase, and he will kind of open the briefcase up and put the three shards in and close it up. In that case, my dear, it would appear as though we are going on a bit of an adventure. Or Jiaying could just not care.
Oh, sorry.
Were you doing something distracting?
Possibly.
Wow, was that a thing?
No. Shush. She looks over the rim of the teacup and arches an eyebrow. Isn't there a curfew out? I don't know about you, but I'd rather not be stopped by the police.
He'll smile and say, "We have many hours before the curfew is in effect."
If you say so.
Not only that, but if we are to be on the streets, I can teach you how to move in a way that no one can see you.
Interesting.
So, in that case, shall we be off into the night?
This seems like a good plan.
With that, he grabs a brownie and proceeds towards the door, briefcase in one hand, brownie in the other. Yeah.
Bellic will down this tea really quickly and follow.
Xiaoying's gonna kind of shake her head and set down her teacup and then get up and follow the rest of them.
He hopes to God Jiaying remembered to lock the door, because he didn't.
She did. She did.
He's already better at owning a shop than I am. And with that, we shall end our scene. Thank you, everyone. Yay.